Welcome to another Things to Do, See, and Eat. We are traveling with Terriers, and we hope you find this video useful. Enjoy!
The Bismarck KOA is a great RV park for overnight stops, or if you're planning to stay in the area for a while. With lots of great amenities and big sites with lots of grass, it's absolutely traveling with Terriers approved.
Hi everybody! Louie and I today decided to take a trip down to Minot, North Dakota. It's actually up from where we're staying in Bismarck because it has this really cool, completely free Scandinavian Heritage Center here. So we're going to go and take a look around and see what they've got to offer.
All right, Louie, let's go see what we can find. So the first thing that we saw was a statue of Hans Christian Andersen, famous author, wrote The Ugly Duckling and Alice in Wonderland. The Scandinavian Heritage Park includes replicas and meaningful artifacts from the Scandinavian and Nordic countries of Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. All right, so this is the Danish windmill we have here, built in 1928. It was actually used to supply water and grind wheat for the family that built it and donated in the 1960s to the park. What do you think, Louie? Pretty cool little windmill down there, up there. Yeah? All right, this would be one of the most famous people from the Scandinavian Heritage. This is Leif Erikson. He was one of the first people from Iceland to come to America, one of the Vikings, and they settled along the East Coast. And were some of the first people here in America after the Native Americans had already settled. This statue is dedicated in honor of him. He was never actually here in North Dakota, but since so much of the North Dakotan ancestry is from the Scandinavian heritage, they wanted to make sure they honored him as well. So the waterfalls and ponds that we will find throughout the park commemorate the waterfalls, streams, lakes, and mountains that are found prominently throughout the Scandinavian countries. Father of modern skiing, ski jump champion, Louie jump champion. This is a church from one of the Nordic countries, and unfortunately it doesn't allow pets in there, so I can't go in there right now. I will probably take Louie and put him in the car here in a little bit and come back over and check it out. But first we'll take a walk through the rest of the park and see what there is to see. It's a big horse, isn't it, Louie? So this is the national symbol of Sweden. These horses are giant-sized. gatehouse for the museum. Kind of neat. This is neat. So this is another Swedish house. Example of the Swedish house. Complete with, here Louie, the grass up on the roof. So this is actually a storehouse. Look at these little doors. It's a little even for me. Very neat little place. Alright, so this is an actual house that someone lived in. Built in about 1770. And then brought here and restored. That was a little bit frightening to walk into. The doors are really cool with all this hand-painted decorations and carvings on them. Very neat. What do you think, Louie? Does it get your approval? Mm-hmm. So this is the inside of the church that we were looking at on the outside a little bit ago. Really neat, beautiful carvings. Just beautiful. Our stop at the visitor center was a perfect ending to our time at the park, but we were getting hungry, so we headed off to find a restaurant. So after we finished at the the Scandinavian Heritage Center, Louie and I decided it was time for lunch, and so we stopped here because this place was listed on Bring Fido as being a dog-friendly place. It's not. It's the Starving Rooster is the name of it. But what they did is they allowed us to come sit out here on the front, in the front of their restaurant. They even cleaned off a table and bench for us, and are going to let us go ahead and eat lunch here. They brought out even some water and a cup of water for Louie so that he would have something to drink, and are just kind of letting us chill out in front of their restaurant. So thank you, Starving Rooster. That's awesome of you guys.
Watch him, Tommy.
After our delicious lunch, Louie and I headed back to Danny and the boys at the campground for some downtime before dinner.
Go chase him. Chase him. Go watch him.
Charras and Tequila is a great Mexican restaurant that we found in Bismarck. One of our favorite parts of the meal was the homemade guacamole made right at our table. It was definitely a great way to end our time in the Bismarck area.